Well, after recently suggesting that wearing a mask is politically incorrect and calling it, quote, a double-edged sword, well, President Trump now says he is all for wearing masks.
If I was in a crowd, a lot of people and everything else, I'd wear them. I have no problem with a mask at all.
And the president also weighed in on the coronavirus.
I think we're going to be very good with the coronavirus. I think that at some point that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope.
And right now we bring in political insider Armstrong Williams, who joins us by phone today to discuss this and much more. Good morning to you, Armstrong. So what do you make, first of all, of the president's statements on the coronavirus just going away and also on wearing masks now?
The key to what the president said, and good morning, Melanie, is that I hope. That means he is praying, like most of us, that this coronavirus disappears, slows down, stop wreaking havoc as soon as possible. I mean, it's just a hope that he has. It's not an emphatic statement that it will. Listen, boy, I got to tell you, you don't know what to do. I mean, I'm glad the president is advocating the mask, but I think it's a little unfair to make the media to make the public believe because the president has not worn the mask. This is why many people say they're not wearing it, have no respect for the mask. You're going to always have your pockets of people that does this. But I will tell you this, Melanie, earlier in the week on our Facebook Live, we engaged thousands and thousands of people about the fact that it is foolish not to wear the face mask and whether they're looking to the president. And while they believe the president should provide them with leadership, many people don't wear the mask for different reasons. They feel they don't want to be controlled. They feel they don't want to be dictated to. Some find it uncomfortable. Some wear it when they find it necessary out in public and with crowds of people. And if they're in their home and they're in their home by themselves or just with their husband, they find themselves not wearing it. So they find it a little insulting that you believe that adults are some kind of herd mentality. And just because the president doesn't always show up in public with a mask means that most Americans are going to follow his lead. It's just not the case.
All right, well, with the 4th of July weekend here now, the White House still planning a big celebration. The president is still having his salute to America. This time it's going to be on the South Lawn and the Ellipse area. There's going to be military flyovers, fireworks. But D.C.'s mayor has taken the exact opposite position on this, telling everybody stay home and stay safe. So what do you make of these competing messages?
Well, I think both messages are interesting, and it represents who we are as Americans. That is the great divide. Most people, look, Melanie, let's not forget, when people wanted to make a statement and were motivated, when you look at the protests that took place, and the protests are still taking place, people are willing to make that sacrifice to protest because they feel there's some egregious things that are going on in the United States, and they're willing to put their lives on the line to become ill. On the other hand, there are Americans who are very proud of the fact that this is the 4th of July weekend. It's our independence weekend. America seems to be a little chaotic right now. They're removing monuments and the symbols of America. And there are those Americans that want to go out and show their patriotism and show their support for the president of the United States. I don't find fault in any. There's a risk in both. I think the mayor should advocate safety precautions. The best thing to do is to stay home. But one thing the mayor is not doing, she's not making it mandatory that you stay home. And the president is not making it mandatory that you attend these functions. And at the end of the day, what separates us from the rest of the world is that our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression, our freedom of movement. And people have to decide whether or not they're going to exercise that freedom by staying at home or participating in these activities.
Well, we wish you, Armstrong, a very safe and happy 4th of July weekend. Thanks for joining us today. And you can watch the Armstrong Williams Show. It airs every Saturday morning at 10:30 right here on WJLA 24/7 News.